Hey everybody, Justin here. For this week, we're going to talk about something that hypnotherapists have been doing for decades, maybe over 100 years in one form or another. And it's something that is interesting because we don't know why it works. We just know it works. And I'm talking about past life regression. And I know some of y'all out there don't have this belief, this background, so it probably won't work for you. And that's fine. We can use other methods. But it can be used as a therapeutic tool, going back and figuring out why you have headaches now all the time, going back, figure out why you have maybe a birthmark or a scar you don't remember getting, maybe from a past life or something like that. You could, or people will use this kind of therapy or method to go back and figure out if a past life is now affecting this life. And it happens a lot. And I've done it both, well, I've done it in a group for the most part. I think I've done one or two past life regressions in person. And it's always interesting because you never know what's going to pop up. You never know. And it's not in the hypnotherapist's tool bag to go against what you're saying, what you're seeing. It doesn't matter if it's historically incorrect. It doesn't matter. We're going back in a past life for your benefit. The subconscious shows you what needs to be shown for that moment. And there are three schools of thought that I know about that can explain it possibly. The first part is that you're actually going back into a past life, like you're believing in reincarnation and the cycle and all that. It could be that. It could be that in a deep trance we're accessing a ancestral memory. So maybe you're jumping into your great grandma or your grandpa. Okay, and that's feasible because you have that in your system, your biological system. And it's true. If you don't believe me, look into epigenetics. Epigenetics is the field that's proven that things that happened in our past to our ancestors can affect us now. And there's a lot to that, but that's another video, but it's very interesting. And the third part is you could be going into something called molecular memory, or the term is called molecular memory. And that just means that because, well, using the logic, all matter is reused, there's no matter that's actually destroyed, that maybe we're going back into like a memory of a few cells in your body that are having access to this knowledge. And maybe that's why your body is Napoleon. Usually it's well, not usually, sometimes it's a big historical person that they were in the past. And you say maybe a part of your body was a part of their body at some point. I don't know. There's a lot to that too. Those are three schools of thought that I know about. Either way, it's very fascinating. I've had people come to real realizations. I've seen people jump back into lives that make no sense or jump back into lives that are very fun. Somebody I was doing group hypnosis with actually jumped back into a time when she was a wash lady, like working in a big Victorian house. It was just her and her son. She was a single mother and she worked as the wash lady. I don't know why I showed it to her, but I thought that was interesting. There are times of people going back and being Roman soldiers, being at a certain battle, whatever it could be. It could be whatever. You could be a Native American running through the woods, you know, before the Europeans got here. It all depends on what needs to be shown for you and your belief system, if I'm being honest. Either way, it's beneficial. First of all, it's very cool because you have a whole different experience. And a lot of times you don't link up to what's going on now. Like, oh, that's why I have this issue with this person. Or that's why this person is always coming around or chasing my life. Maybe y'all have a link somewhere in a past life and you're working it out now. There's also the mentality of the soul family, where we all come to Earth with the soul family that incarnates with us that assist us in our lives as we go through the program or life on Earth. Like I said, all depends on your belief system. I've heard so many different styles of doing this, so many different reasons why it works. But but it's very therapeutic. It can really get you through some hard questions, and that's why I love working with in this field because there's so many different things you can do just from learning hypnotherapy. You know, past life regression, helping with immune disorders, helping with pain control, sleep, your diet, weight control. I mean, there's so much. There's so much. You know, you can even have physical changes with this over time. I mean, there's hypnosis for not over time, it's just one session. There's hypnosis for warts to get them to fall off. There's hypnosis for allergies to get you over an allergy problem. Full disclaimer, if you come to me for an allergy problem and we do the allergy cure or condition, whatever you want to call it, don't test the allergy on yourself. Just, especially if it sends you to some kind of anaphylactic shock. Don't do it. Go to the allergen, have a skin prick test, and see if you still react to it. But the way I've been taught to do it, I don't hear many stories of it failing, if I'm being honest with you. It's very interesting. Anyway, today's video about past life regression and apparently a little bit more stuff, but I want to throw it in there. And it's very cool. It's new agey, definitely, but somehow it works. And it's one of those methods that we really don't know how or why it works. We just know that once we get the conscious mind out of the way and we can go back into the past, then we can uncover things. I mean, there are things like age regression. You go back to a certain age. There's timeline therapy when you actually float above the timeline of your life and you jump into moments that you have to deal with, or you jump into time or moments that are therapeutic for the session. It depends what's going on. But like almost like time travel is being used a lot in a lot of different therapies. But past life regression, that's very specific for somebody that believes in it. You know, if you believe you're here, you're one and done, and you're gone, that won't work for you. Anyway, that's the video, guys. Not really structured this week, but I just want to put it out there that I do past life regressions, and they're always interesting. They're about an hour and a half as opposed to an hour like the normal hypnotherapy sessions that I do, because it takes a little bit of time to get into what you want, what you need, get you into a deep enough trance, and then I'll sit back and ask you certain questions, record the answers for you, whatever we got to do the session, whatever we already figured out before we go into hypnosis. Okay, guys, have a good week. Take care. If you have any questions, email me, text me, go to my website, check it out. Have a good week.